What's up guys, Bryce here, and we're back at it again for another video. And in this video I'll be talking about why I stuck to triple monitors instead of the VR headset Oculus Quest 2. So in the background we have a really fun race that I did with some other drivers with some pretty high iRating. I was the only Ferrari surrounded by tons of Audis, so it felt pretty weird being the only Ferrari, but I was able to keep up with the pace. But anyway, back to the topic, why I returned Oculus Quest 2. So this is my setup that I currently have. I have triple monitors and it's a really great setup, and I wanted to try VR because I didn't know how it was, and I thought it would be really cool, you know, be fully immersed in the car. How is this going to work out? And the reason why I got it is, long story short, I have another setup, and this setup has one monitor. And this setup is what I use when I race with my father, because we are in a racing league together. So he uses this for the league that we're in, and I use a single monitor. So the way we could equal these rigs out is by getting VR. That's what I thought was the best option. Long story short, I got the VR headset from Target. I went to go pick it up, and I had it in my hands. First initial impressions about the VR headset standalone: it's an amazing headset. There's so many fun games and features that you can do. Connect it to your phone. So many cool things you can do. Even though I didn't buy any of the games, I wanted to see how does this work with iRacing. Now, first impressions on putting the headset on, I was like, wow, this thing is amazing. The immersion was through the roof. It's just something that you can't really describe to someone. The immersion is just crazy. You can see everything. You can see the steering wheel. You can see everything looks real. It looks 3D, and hence why it is called virtual reality. So enough about the immersion. Immersion is great. That is the best thing. And I did a few laps with it. I didn't do any races with it. And you're probably asking me, well, why did you return it? And I have a few reasons to return it. I'm not trying to bash it. I do think immersion is just out of this world. It's really hard to describe it. But the first reason that I have for you is the setup itself got really frustrating after a while. It's not like triple monitors or really any monitor where you can just turn it on and go. You first had to turn on the headset, then you had to go into the headset and use the controllers every single time to put it into the right mode. Then you had to go into iRacing, put the headset on, and for some reason with the Quest 2, maybe this is just me, if you take the headset off and then go back in, the headset like resets, so you have to put it back into the mode. It's really frustrating sometimes when you're just trying to hop in. It's not like one of those things where you can just go in and race. Really, there's a lot of setup involved every single time, to be completely honest. And the first initial setup is also quite difficult. You really need to optimize this thing in iRacing, in the INI files, in the Oculus PC app. I had to read a bunch of Reddits to download other programs just to get it running quite well. Part of my issue was I also was running Windows 11, and this doesn't run well with Windows 11. I think Windows 11, because there's a beta for the newest version. I think it's 11. I could be wrong though. It runs better on Windows 10 than 11. So I was using the wrong version of Windows, so that could be part of it. So I wasn't getting the full performance from it, so I can't really speak much about that, but I don't think it was like night and day when I did return it. The second thing is the performance that I got. It wasn't the greatest. When I turned my head, it wasn't really silky smooth. It was a little bit, just a little latency. There was a little latency when I turned the wheel. Graphics weren't as sharp. The hertz were just not there. I mean, I'm using 180 hertz monitors, and that's what I'm using now. So going down to 90 hertz and not even being able to get fully 90 hertz consistently was, you know, it was just a bit of a downgrade. So that was kind of another thing. Another thing I can tell you is that sometimes it's a little weird being too immersed in the game, especially since I live in a household with 3 other people. So it's a little, I don't know what the word is. Sometimes it can be just a little uncomfortable knowing that, you know, there could be something going on in the real world and you're not going to know because you're fully immersed. But that might not bother some people. But sometimes it's nice to know and have good awareness of what's going on in real life, you know. But maybe that's just me. Another thing I didn't really have much complaints about it being too sweaty. A lot of people say, oh, you know, it gets super uncomfortable. I didn't really have a problem with that. I can deal with that because real race drivers have to deal with that. I can agree though that sweat started to, only after 20 minutes, sweat started to fall into the headset and get in my eyes, so that was a little frustrating. And on top of this, with wearing headphones, it's a little bulky and it feels weird at first, but again, you know, that could be training for life. I don't really know, but just know that it will get uncomfortable, and I'm pretty tolerant to things like that, but that's just what I noticed. I don't have problems with big gear on me because, you know, that's what real life drivers have to deal with. But if you're really, you know, if you just want to be comfortable, then maybe this isn't the best thing. The headphones on it are like speakers. They're not bad, but you're not gonna get great sound quality from them. So you can perfectly wear over-ear headphones over it, so that's not really an issue. And my last thing is, when you put on the headsets, there's kind of black bars surrounding. You can kind of see black around where the headset is, and then you have the two little eyepieces, so it's kind of like glasses in a way. If you ever wore glasses, if you put on glasses, you can see the rim of the glasses. Just imagine that outside of the rim is black. That's kind of how it is in a way. So there's a bit of blackness. Again, this is not a Vive that costs $1,000. This is a $300 headset that I tried. And yeah, that is my experience with it. I had it for about a few days. I did not do any races with it, but I did do some practice sessions, and an overall summary for me is immersion was, like I said, you need to try it for yourself. And if you have a really good computer, I would say try it if you have a single monitor, and, you know, see if you like it. If you really have the money and you want to invest into VR, I would go with a Vive or something that is a lot more money, because you will get, you know, I couldn't imagine what it's like on a Vive, considering that this is just an Oculus Quest. Hopefully in the future, I heard the prices are going to be dropping though. Now, if you're asking me, should you switch from triple monitors to VR, that is completely up to you. Single monitors to VR, I would say go for it. I really think if you have a single monitor, maybe switching to VR is good if you have the right PC specs. I have a 2080 graphics card, and it was decent. My lap times were about the same. They were pretty much the same, but I felt like I just wasn't comfortable and confident in the car like I am with triple monitors. So my advice to you, buy it, try it for yourself like I did. You can get it from Amazon and return it in 30 days, within 30 days, and you'll be perfectly fine. So if you're on the fence, buy it. Why not? Try it, experience that immersion I was talking to you about. You really will feel like you're in the car. You can look to, it's incredible. And then you will decide if you want to keep it or not, based on what you like. So it's really personal preference. What do you like? Do you like the immersion aspect? Do you like the performance? Or maybe you can have performance and with Oculus. So that is my overall verdict. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like down below, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye-bye.